Please read the disclaimer. XRP holders, a war has begun. A war is almost about to start, and the crypto markets are not pumping today. It must not just be the Jane Street situation. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, money makers. Currently, XRP is sitting at $1.41. Bitcoin is sitting at 67,800. The stock market is down today. We'll talk about why, but there's a lot of geopolitical news that is happening right now that is affecting the markets. So we're going to have to get into all of that. Okay. And interesting, a huge bank just announced that it's doing something with Bitcoin and a huge partnership between MetaMask and Mastercard. And if we have time, we'll get to the Zach XBT expose. And if not, maybe tomorrow. All I ask from you is that you give me a beautiful smile to send out those good vibes, right? Even if things start kicking off, we send out the good vibes. Smishity, smash that like button. It's more important in the evening because there's more competition and it lets the algo know that you like my content. So don't forget to smash the like button. About 10% of you smash the like button, which is good, but we can do better. We can get to 20%, 30% of you that are smashing the like button. Currently, like I said, XRP is sitting at $1.41, down 1.5% on the day. So that is the current situation right now in the crypto market. You can see Bitcoin down a little bit, Ethereum still over 2,000. Solana pulling back a little bit. The sell-off that happened here. I'll explain what happened. I thought. Where is it? Ron here joked. He said, "I thought you said Jane Street stopped selling at 10 a.m. Eastern time." We're talking yesterday. I said, well, today we'll find out, or this morning, if Jane Street is still doing the shenanigans or not. Exactly at 10 a.m. or up, we had a sell-off. So I don't know if it was just Jane Street that was doing this shenanigans, or maybe someone else was like, "Oh, Jane Street is not doing their shenanigans today. Let us do it." Maybe that's what was happening there, but it was more on the news more. So you can see here breaking 750 billion erased from the U.S. stock market in 60 minutes after Iran rejected the U.S. nuclear demands. So that was like the first part of the meeting. And you can see stock market, and also NVIDIA decided to tank after earnings. Last night they were very good earnings, but it seems that the market was anticipating to more. So that was bringing down the markets. And you can see here, the S&P 500 has recovered a lot of the sell-off that it had this morning. And this is because there was another headline that said that Iran's foreign minister said it has entered serious talks with the U.S. regarding sanction relief in the nuclear issue. Iran says technical talks with the U.S. will begin in Vienna on Monday. The word on the streets and the articles that I'm reading, here, is that we'll probably find out. Trump is going to decide in the next 24 hours what he's going to do. And some people are saying that Trump wants to do the attack on Purim, which is next week. And it historically was a situation where the Jews had a situation with the Persian Empire, which is Iran. So people are making jokes here that they're saying that Trump wants to be biblical and he wants to do it exactly on the same date. I don't know. But we're going to have to watch out for that and see if anything comes in the next week. And again, this week can be this week going into next week. A lot of things can happen. It seems that the pump yesterday was as I thought, because of the Circle earnings, which, by the way, it's still up today another 3%. But in general, the crypto market has given back some of the gains from yesterday. It is what it is. It's going to be part of the game here. That's why I said yesterday, don't get too excited. There's going to be a lot of people, and I saw over social media that were getting all up in arms because we had one good day. And I was like, hey, hold your horses here. I think I know that it's not really Jane Street. It is, but it's also the good earnings, the crypto market earnings there from Circle. And so we're seeing that. And there is a bigger conflict maybe some would say bigger, but there is a conflict going on right now, and this could, hopefully it doesn't, bring in more countries in the region. This is the Afghan Taliban declared they are launching a large-scale offensive against Pakistan. Heavy clashes are now taking place along the entire border of the two countries. So that is going on right now. And so, that's a war that is potentially starting here. Maybe in the next few days, we get another war. And, wars aren't usually great for the markets in the short term. Long term, again, anything can happen. When the Ukrainian Russian war started, the market sold off a little bit and then they recovered off of that. But, the US being in a war is a little bit more um, heavy than a regional conflict, potential of WW3. So we'll see what plays out. I don't want to freak you guys out too much, but things can happen. Okay, so just take that into consideration. Know that there can be some shenanigans that are going on in the next coming days, more manipulation. So just be careful out there, okay? I'll stay safe. A lot of you are sending messages. Avi, stay safe, right? Don't worry, we know how to behave. This isn't our first rodeo, but of course you don't want things like this to happen. But if it does happen, we're not going to freak out, okay? We know what to do. News here from Citibank. So, Wall Street giant Citibank announced later this year, Citi will be launching their infrastructure that integrates Bitcoin in traditional finance, making Bitcoin bankable. I've been saying this for a while. That I think that traditional finance understands that, and the next headline will also reaffirm this. They understand that they can't sit on the sidelines, right? They can't let the crypto market creep into their realm and not integrate crypto into their realm, because if that happens, then they're going to be there's a phrase in Hebrew, "La'akov otcha b'sivuv," meaning they're going to come around the roundabout, or pass you from the right side, right? No, pass you in the circle, or the turn, pass you in the turn, right? That's the translation. And so that could potentially happen here for traditional finance if stable coins becomes the gold standard, right? Everybody just use stable coins and people don't actually use regular digital fiat, right? And maybe these companies will give you also crypto and also banking services, so just people will move to them. It might take some time because people won't have the same assurance that they have with the banks, because banks have been around for so long, right? And all that. But of course, we've seen banks that have collapsed and fallen and gone bankrupt. So it's not butterflies and rainbows with the banks, but we've seen crypto firms that have fallen, right? Of course, there were shenanigans that were going on there, but still. So that is going to be very interesting to see, how this plays out in the next coming years. We also got this headline, MetaMask and Mastercard officially launched crypto card in the United States of America. We've seen these kinds of cards before. There was a Visa one, remember, with Gemini and XRP, that you get XRP rewards. So now we have this card as well here that is happening between MetaMask and Mastercard. So another interesting headline there. This was we talked about this potential expose. I think we have a little bit of time to talk about this. Yeah. So there was like a poll, what was it going to be? I actually thought it would be something a little bit more juicy, but it's juicy, right? So basically there's this exchange called Axiom. It's not a small exchange, but it's not a huge, it's not the biggest, but it's not a small exchange. Apparently, employees allegedly are abusing the lack of access controls for internal tools to look up sensitive user details to insider trade by tracking private wallet activity since early of 2025. And so Axiom is a crypto trading platform, and they are actually very profitable, generating $390 million plus in revenue to date. And he was retained to investigate allegation of misconduct ex Axiom after receiving reports. So basically, he was hired to kind of figure out what was going on there. And apparently, a senior BD that was there at the firm was using user information with their wallets and UIDs to get information about these people and these wallets. And after flushing this out, they were able to figure out what was happening. There was also multiple influencers that were called out here with their specific wallets. Um, and you can see here, I don't know any of these calls, but they were okay. And you can see that they were targeted and basically shenanigans were going on. This can happen in the crypto space, sadly. It's something that we need to take into consideration again when we are investing. This is not the first time we've seen something like this happen. It's probably not going to be the last time that something like this happens. That's why it's so important to not have all your eggs in the same basket, not have all your assets on one exchange, not have all your assets in one wallet, because we never know what's going to happen. We never know. We can have all good relationship with a specific place, and then suddenly there's one bad apple that is doing shenanigans, and we don't know exactly what's going on there. So just be very careful out there. Again, remember, I will never contact you on social media asking you to sign up to anything or to send me anything. Those are scammers. Please be very careful out there. Okay. I'm not going to befriend you. I'm not going to DM you, nothing like that. Please be careful. Don't click on any links that is suddenly telling you owe money or something like. Be very careful out there. There's a lot of scammers. The financial realm is seeing an uptick. I've seen multiple apps that I have that are sending warnings about things that people are trying to even use AI, and it sounds like it's somebody even So just be very careful out there. Okay, that's just a reminder. If one person's like about to click the link and he's like, oh wait, obviously not to click the link, and you don't, and because my dad, he's 70 plus already. He clicked the links twice, and his phone had to be swept, restored to factory settings. And if you have a wallet connected to your phone, and it drains your wallet, so just be very, very careful out there. Okay. Don't forget to smash the like button. Remember, only 10% of you are smashing the like button. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. And like I always say, let's make a lot of money.